Okay class, now we're going to continue on the continuum of nutrition status. So for this part, we are looking at nutritional health can be viewed as a continuum form from healthy and resilient state. Resilient state ni maksudnya dia boleh sihat semula, okay? And to terminal state, body system shutdown and life ceases. Maksudnya dah sampai akhir jangka hayat dia lah, alright? So next, so this is a nutrition state. Kalau tengok dekat di sini, dia kalau yang bahagian ini, it is focusing on the nutrition guidance, education on therapy. But for this part is metabolic, physiological, and functional status. So we're going to look on this part, which is focused on nutrition guidance, education, or therapy. So for resilient and healthy, so what we do is giving a dietary guidance, okay, untuk support adequate intake and anticipate risk. So macam kita belajar sekarang lah. So which is we're giving guidance, we're giving education, and also more awareness to support adequate intake and anticipate risk. And when there's altered substrate availability, so what we do is giving dietary guidance and education to inform about risk and encourage healthy eating and lifestyle choices. And then when there's non-specific signs and symptoms, what we do is we give them education and counseling to reduce or reverse specific risk factors. And when there's clinical condition, kita dapati there's some clinical symptoms in regards to nutrition, inadequacy, what we give is intensive medical nutrition therapy or therapeutic lifestyle changes programs to delay progression. So kita akan bagi satu medical nutrition therapy yang sangat intensif untuk kita delay the progression of this clinical condition. So I think when you are in 4th year, you akan ambil pemakanan terapi. So you will learn a lot of things in regards to diet related disease and how nutrition can help to reduce or ataupun delay the progression. And then when it comes to chronic condition class, so medical nutrition therapy and patient education to enable self-management of the condition and prevent complication. So kita give the patient itself the self-management on how to prevent, okay, the komplikasi tersebut. And when it comes to the end stage class, which is the terminal illness and death, we just give them comfort care or call it as palliative care, right? So these are the description of those stage that I've mentioned just now. Okay. And then when it comes to the nutritional needs class, we have the Malaysian Dietary Guidelines 2020. So ada beberapa perubahan di dalam piramid makanan. Kalau sebelum you belajar piramid makanan di tangga bawah ataupun di bottom dia adalah biji-bijian. Now it has been changed. Nanti kita akan tengok. So you can look at the booklet on the link given here. You just click the link, click the link, and you boleh tengok the new Malaysian Dietary Guidelines, alright. So in terms of RNI, okay, untuk lelaki 19 hingga 29 tahun about 2,440 calories. Again, okay, apa yang saya ingin highlightkan adalah RNI ni dia bergantung kepada apa kelas? Gender and also physical activity. So kena pasti dulu physical activity bagi seseorang individu untuk tentukan RNI dia. Okay, so woman, RNI dia adalah lebih kurang 2,000 kalori bagi those yang umur 19 hingga 29 tahun dan sebagainya. So semakin meningkat, semakin kurang jumlah keperluan tenaga yang diperlukan. Sama juga untuk lelaki. So macronutrient contribution bagi total energy. So karbohidrat macam yang kita dah belajar dalam prinsip lah. So what I can see here is that untuk karbohidrat I think about 50%. Okay, secara umumnya about 50%. Fat about 30%. Okay, and protein about 20%. So this is what we call cara mudah nak ingat lah. So all of it contribute 100% to energy intake. Okay. So kalau katakan you need about 2,000 calorie per day. Okay, so 50% from 2,000 must come from carbohydrate, 30% from 2,000 must come from fat, and 20% of 2,000 must come from protein. Alright. So for the micronutrients, which is the vitamins, the minerals, you have to refer to the RNI because there's a lot of things that you need to know. Alright. Tapi benda ni sebenarnya dah cover dalam prinsip pemakanan sebenarnya. So we will not look much into it here lah. Okay, class. So ini adalah daripada kajian MENS. Kalau you tahu MENS adalah Malaysia Adult Nutrition Survey. Malaysian Adult Nutrition Survey. So kali pertama adalah dijalankan pada tahun 2003. That is the first largest census survey doing on nutrition pada tahun 2003. Dan kemudian lebih kurang 10 tahun selepas tu kita ada MENS 2014. Alright. Kalau tengok dekat sini distribution of carbohydrate lebih kurang sama. Dan also untuk protein pun lebih kurang sama. Begitu juga untuk fat. Cuma average tenaga dia sedikit berkurangan lah. Kalau sebelum ni 1,540 kalori per day dan seterusnya adalah pada tahun 2014 sebanyak 1,466 kalori per day. So these are the micronutrients. I think I would not go into details sebabnya kita dah go through ni banyak kali dah kelas. Okay, in prinsip pemakanan terutamanya. Okay, we have the potassium, we have the vitamin D, and then we have the calcium. So calcium, the right now is about 800 to 1000 milligrams per day. And then we also need fiber class to help digestive system and may lower the risk of heart disease and diabetes. So when we enter the adult stage class, so we need to make sure we have enough calcium, enough fiber. So fiber recommendation dia adalah sebanyak, kalau yang paling bagus adalah sebanyak 25 gram per day. So the RNI has put a range about 20 to 30 gram of dietary fiber per day, because when we have more fiber, it can lower the risk of heart disease and diabetes. So certain nutrients exceed or fall short of recommendation. So ini antara kekurangan yang berlaku di Malaysia, which is kurangnya fiber, vitamin A, D, E, folic acid dan B12 di kalangan rakyat Malaysia adults. So 95% orang dewasa di Malaysia tidak mengambil sayur-sayuran dan buah-buahan yang mencukupi. So it has been highlighted in National Health Mobility Survey 2011. Lebih kurang samalah, about 92.5% of adults aged 18 years and above consume less than 5 serving fruit or vegetables per day. So fiber macam saya beritahu tadi penting untuk kurangkan risk of diabetes and CVD, heart disease dan sebagainya. Alright, and we need vitamin A, D untuk membantu penyerapan kalsium, E, folic acid and B12. Vitamin B12 of course untuk nerve dan sebagainya. So kita kena, and then key message nombor 11 adalah untuk minum banyak air, 6 hingga 8 gelas. So the key message in Malaysian Dietary Guidelines ada 14 sebenarnya. Ada berapa kelas? Ada 14 key message. So this is the number 11. Mungkin yang ni antara yang penting untuk di-highlightkan, which is kena minum banyak air, about 6 to 8 glasses per day. And then maintain fluid intake from other food sources and also avoid alcohol beverages. So semacam mana yang saya beritahu tadi, we have 14 key messages in Malaysian Dietary Guidelines. So you can have a look what are the key message. Eat variety of foods, achieve and maintain a healthy body weight, be physically active, cook at home class, okay, eat plenty of vegetables and fruits, eat adequate amount of rice dan sebagainya. So then we, as you all know, we have the food guide pyramid, okay. So food guide pyramid ni consists of 4 levels that represent 5 food groups, and beside each food group, dia ada recommended number of servings, berapa banyak yang kita kena makan. So from the bottom to the top of the food pyramid, the size of each food group becomes smaller. So semakin kita meningkat ke atas food pyramid tu, semakin kurang kena pengambilan food group tersebut. So kalau tengok dekat sini, ini adalah food pyramid yang lama yang kelas. Kita dah tak follow food pyramid yang lama ni, di mana biji-bijian di bottom ni. So ramai yang confused, ingatkan boleh makan banyak all this carbohydrate dan sebagainya. So kita nak elakkan misleading message tu, we have renewed the food pyramid to 2020, di mana di bawah ini kita gantikan dengan sayur-sayuran dan buah-buahan, which is the recommended serving adalah lebih daripada 3 servings, dan fruits 2 servings. Manakala biji-bijian, which is rice, whole grain, cereal-based product and tubers adalah 3 hingga 5 servings. And then we come to the protein part, fish, poultry, legumes, and then the last intake that we should take is from the fat, oil, sugars, salt and also ultra processed products. So yang ni dia tak ada serving sebab memang kita kena limitkan pengambilan dia. So ini adalah apa orang kata, apa yang saya beritahu tadi lah, alright, level 1 apa dan sebagainya. And the key points di kelas adalah untuk pilih balance and variety, pilih keseimbangan dan kepelbagaian, and consider the nutrient density. And then we have the dietary supplement and functional foods. So maybe for pregnancy, we need to recommend the supplementation, for example, the folic acid supplementation, because the bioavailability is higher from the supplement rather than the food itself. And then for certain illness, for example, and low calorie or nutrient restricted diets like for vegans or vegetarian dan sebagainya. Kita pergi dietary supplement and functional food. Functional food is a term used for food products that have a physiological benefit or reduce the risk of chronic disease. So dia macam makanan tersebut diformulakan untuk ada physiological benefits ataupun untuk menurunkan risiko penyakit-penyakit yang kronik kelas. Alright, so these are the findings from the MENS 2014. Berapa ramai yang mengambil vitamin and vitamin supplement, food supplement dan gabungan kedua-duanya. So these are some of the nutrition issues, which is eating poorly, economic hardship, reduced social contact, medication, involuntary weight loss, need for assistance. So these are the warning signs of malnutrition, class. And from the men's 2014, okay, kita boleh tengok the meal pattern, okay, berapa ramai yang ambil breakfast, lunch, dinner and also supper here. And then berapa ramai yang consume the food groups, we have those food groups. Dan ramai yang banyak adalah kurangnya food groups of the vegetables, legumes and meat product. Kalau you tengok dekat sini, rendah. And then these are the prevalence of the top 10 foods. So kalau tengok dekat sini, paling banyak makan adalah nasi putih, kemudian ikuti oleh sugar. So this is very, kita kata, it is a alarm state of concern. So kena berjaga-jaga. So kalau men's 2003, white rice ni masih di atas. Kemudian sama juga untuk men's 2014. Sugar pun masih di tangga yang kedua. Okay. Kemudian marine fish kalau ikutkan tangga yang ketiga. Now, tangga ketiga adalah leafy green vegetables. Okay. So we tengok comparison between those in 2003 and 2014. Okay, class, and then when it comes to nutrition issues juga, kita look at the disease, the diet-related chronic disease, which is heart disease, cancer, diabetes and hypertension. So if you could look at this, these are the non-communicable disease, which is maksudnya non-communicable disease adalah penyakit tidak berjangkit. Dia adalah lebih disebabkan oleh faktor pemakanan, for example. And then when you look at the heart disease, these are the causative risk factors, modifiable causative risk factor, which is tobacco use, unhealthy diets, physical inactivity, harmful use or alcohol. Maksudnya kalau kita boleh jaga all these risk factor, dia akan mengurangkan risk untuk heart disease because all these are modifiable. Modifiable maksudnya can be modified, boleh diubah. So kalau kita tidak menggunakan tobacco and kita amalkan diet yang sihat and then kita become physically active and then we are not using alcohol, and of course it can lead to low risk towards heart disease and stroke. Sama juga untuk diabetes, cancer. And for chronic lung disease, it is more on the tobacco use. And then we're looking at osteoporosis as well, arthritis and renal disease. And then if we can see from here, of course, the prevalence of disease, for example, like diabetes, it has been increasing from years to years. Okay, so these are the total diabetes. And then we're looking at the hypertension. So, of course, hypertension also increase. And the hypocholesterolemia also increase. So, it is something, again, to be worried. And then these are some of the medications that may affect nutrition status. For example, we have the blood pressure medication, and it can cause constipation, dehydration, dry mouth, potassium loss. And then we have the antacid, anticoagulants. Anticoagulants is to, for example, like warfarin, okay, to reduce the blood clotting. And then we have laxative, diuretics, and decongestants. All right, some of these medications interfere with the nutrition absorption. So we will go further on this in pemakanan kesihatan, if I'm not mistaken. All right. And then we also have the fat diets, alright. So fat diets is a popular weight loss approaches. Many but not all are unhealthy. So fat diets ni adalah macam approach untuk kehilangan berat badan yang ada pelbagai lah sebenarnya. So like keto diets and many more that are available, terutama in YouTube, online dan sebagainya. So it is something to be look on, kena berhati-hati. So kerana jika tersalah follow weight loss approaches yang salah, it can cause it can lead to other disease like kidney disease dan sebagainya. So make sure if you want to follow any diet, make sure it is from a scientific based approach. So tips for evaluating fat diet, mesti dia does it exclude major food groups? Adakah dia menyingkirkan mana-mana major food groups? For example, dia tak ada ambil carbohydrate, for example. Okay, so tu kena hati-hati. Then does it promote supplement or pill use? So that is something to be concerned of. And does it suggest you for any or certain food? So kena berhati-hati. And then we also have physical activity recommendation, which is to be active. And then also like to accumulate at least 30 minutes of moderate intensity physical activity on at least 5 to 6 days a week. Alright, dan sebagainya lah kelas. Right, ni memang susah sikit lah. Saya pun susah nak capai physical activity ni. Tapi kita cubalah. So you all yang masih tak ada komitmen ni, try to exercise a lot. So this is the key message for this lecture. Which is first, adults need to variety of healthful food. Kena ada kepelbagaian makanan yang sihat. Dan kena ada ilmu bagaimana untuk pilih makanan yang sihat. And then must have positive attitudes about food and eating. And balance with discipline. I think that's all class for now. Thank you very much.